Hey everyone, Rick here with Ricksaw. Today I want to talk to you about something that every homeowner needs to know: how to put together your own DIY electrical toolbox. Now, some people are going to disagree with me, and if you're one of those people, put that in the comments below. But today we're going to put together our own DIY electrical toolbox. I think it's super important that homeowners know how to do their own electrical work, whether that's changing out a few receptacles, doing some light wiring, but I think it's important to be able to know how to troubleshoot and to put together your own electrical toolbox. So this is for all those homeowners out there ready to do their own work. Now, I will say this: it's important that if you're uncomfortable with doing your own electrical work, or you just don't feel safe, anything that really touches the panel, I recommend a licensed electrician do that work for you. First thing we're gonna do is talk about the toolbox that I have for my electrical work around the house. I've had this Milwaukee pack out. It's like a half box. I don't know the exact model number, but I'll leave it in the description below. This toolbox, Milwaukee pack out toolbox, is actually a half pack out. It's like the half size. You can get the double, that's a lot bigger. But I've had this for quite a while and I really didn't know what to do with it until recently. This is a really good size for a homeowner electrical toolbox. Now, what I like to do for my different things around the house is I like to have dedicated toolboxes for like plumbing, electrical, drywall, those sort of things. That way I can just go to that item, grab it, and I know that's what I'm working on. Having one toolbox for like everything is just a bit cumbersome, and you don't want to, oh, I've got all my electrical tools that I need for plumbing work. That doesn't really equate. So what I have here is just a half pack out. It's a really small size and you don't need much. I've got a couple screwdrivers that I'll use as well, but it doesn't have everything. And so if you recommend something that I put in the toolbox, leave a comment below. If you disagree with something that I have in this toolbox, I want to hear about it as well. I'm learning just as everyone who watches this channel is learning. Let's take a look. First order of business here, what I have on like the top of the toolbox. So it has two levels. What I have on the top is just a few things that I put together. A couple plugs, both female and male ends. I just keep these around. I'll make a few of my own electrical cords and I'll use these. Some electrical tape. Now, if I was doing a lot more electrical around the house and I needed to color code some of my wires, I would get a couple different colors. But primarily what I use this for is to wrap the terminals around the plugs or outlets that I'm installing, or switches that I'm installing. And this just keeps wires from bumping into the terminals, okay? Next thing that I have in here, all right, is cable management. So if you're familiar with any code book, and if you're a homeowner, I recommend either reviewing your codes online, brushing up to speed on code books. There's a couple on Amazon you can get as well. You have to make sure that your cables and wire is secure, okay? Definitely have some of these around. Next thing I have, right, in here is actually some WAGOs. These are the 3-way ones, and then I also have the 2-way here. Now you can also get the 2-way inline, which I've yet to try those, but they look really cool, and I think they're gonna take up less space. So I wanna get a couple of those as well. I'll keep a flashlight handy, okay? So as before I even do any electrical work, I shut off the power to the area that I'm working, and I verify that with this is a circuit alert. So you click it, and then when you bring it up to an outlet or something, it will tell you if it's hot or if there's electricity running through. So let me show you that really quick. Okay, so right here, you click it to turn it on, and then that beeping tells you that it's hot and live. Okay, this is just another way to determine if there's electricity going to that location. I use that as a fail-safe, make sure that the electricity is off, and I test it in a couple different ways just to double, triple check everything's safe. So this is just a kit that I bought. and it's a circuit alert technology just to be able to test the circuit. Next thing I have are a couple different wire cutters. These are south wire. I really like the handle design, and I like the safety clip here when you want to lock it. I like where it's located. And then this goes up to, this does 6, 8, 10, and 12. And then in order to get to 14, 20, I do have another pair for those, which are my Milwaukee 7-in-1s. Now these are very close in design to the Klein 7-in-1s. These go 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. They have a large end as well, and I'll do some like wire twisting with that. You can bend, make your terminal connections with the loop. Then there's a crimp tool in there, so that's the 7-in-1. Okay, really like this one. Just some needle nose pliers. I just like putting them in here. I like having them handy. And then I've got some pretty old wire snips, but I've moved over to my Milwaukee 7-in-1s and my south wire cutters. And then last but not least, on the top, I have a Festool folding rule. I do like folding rules. This one is in metric, but I want to get one in imperial as well. They're just really nice because, you know, sometimes the tape measures are flimsy, especially when you're like working on a ladder. And then this is just a quick measurement, you know, rigid, holds its shape, doesn't flex, bends, just really does really well when you're working like above your head and stuff. So I found that folding rules are really nice to use. I do have another folding rule, but it's not designed for like measuring in that sense. It's a bricklayers folding rule. Had that for years. I just got to get a new one, is all. And then as I use more items, I'll get this figured out. Done a few very light things around the house. Changed out all the receptacles, a few other items, but yeah, this is what I use. Then I talked about fail safes for the circuit tester here. I'll also use like a light bulb, plug it in, and then make sure that is turned off when the electricity is turned off. And I have just a budget voltmeter. I do know I need to get a new voltmeter. If you have a recommendation on a voltmeter, this is just the cheap Harbor Freight one. I am all ears. I want to hear what one of the good, you know, safest ones to use out there is. Also in the bottom of the toolbox, you can see in there, I like to have a headlamp, just a pretty basic one. You know, you don't need to spend like $100 on a headlamp. This one was maybe $10, $15 at most. Takes 3 AAA batteries, and you know, when you're shutting off electricity, you're gonna need a headlamp, or if you're in the attic working around, you're gonna need a headlamp as well. Just helps navigate things. I also keep some wire on hand as well. This is 14.2 NMB, okay? If you aren't up to speed on all the code book rules on where to use this, how to use it, this 14.2 is really for lights and 15 amp circuits. You're gonna want 10.2 NMB for anything 20 amp, okay? I may have made some mistakes. Just correct me in the comments below. Really want to hear the pros on what you'd recommend I do different with a homeowner toolbox, electrical toolbox, but that's what I keep in there. What's really good about just having some wire on hand is sometimes you need to make pigtails, right? And so you'll clip off maybe a couple inches. You might need to make a pigtail to connect some wire together. And so then you'll grab your WAGO 3-way, put your pigtail in one end, and then your wires in the other two, and then create that pigtail and then connect it to your plug or switch. Good to have that on hand, not a ton. I mean, this is only a 50-foot roll, so running a little bit of wire. Last but not least in the toolbox is the fish tape. Okay, now this is a metal fish tape, steel but it is metal, so that means it's conductive. If you're a professional electrician and you recommend not using conductive fish tapes, let me know. I really want to hear your thoughts on that. If I need to get rid of it, I will, but so far it's been working okay. Fished a few things with it. I fished some Cat 6 with it, electrical wire around the house. Mostly just some low voltage. Recently installed a doorbell, so that's been really helpful. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. So just my homeowner electrical toolbox. Pretty basic setup, nothing too complex, just something that I keep around the house for those one-off jobs. All right, really interested to see comments below and thoughts below, and I'll catch you on the next Ricksaw.